Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and then giving away the Blazing Volcano theme deck. This is one of two theme decks from the Lost Thunder expansion. I have reviewed the other theme deck, Stormcaller, which features Raikou, in the past on my channel. This theme deck is based around Entei. It is a fire and grass type deck. So the remainder of this video will be laid out similarly to other deck review videos. I'll give the general strategy for the deck first, show the deck checklist on the screen, go through each and every card in the deck, and then at the end of the video, I'll state the rules to entry to win this theme deck. Now I did purchase this deck from Collector's Cash for $9.99. Most theme decks in stores are $12.99 a piece. So the Blazing Volcano deck, on the back of the box, it says, release the red hot power of the legendary Pokemon Entei. This slow building deck combines the power of fire and grass types to fan a small flame into a raging inferno. Burn your way to victory with the Blazing Volcano theme deck. Of course, on the inside of the deck, you get a Pokemon coin. This one is Entei, red and black in color. The online TCG code card, and of course whoever wins this theme deck will get everything inside the theme deck box. Here's a look at the special holo of Entei. This is from the Lost Thunder expansion. The set checklist of Lost Thunder, 236 total cards in the set. The damage counters, burn and poison marker and GX marker. The 2-player playmat and rule sheet. And then the deck box to hold all 60 cards of the deck. On the screen now you can see the deck checklist, and this is split up similarly to the other theme deck from Lost Thunder where it's 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 as far as the Pokemon trainer and energy cards go. More competitive decks out there usually have a lot more trainer cards and then less energy and Pokemon. I have done an entire series built on tips for building a competitive deck. Definitely take a look at that if you'd like to build your very own deck. Shuckle in this deck is very good in the competitive scene. It is combined with Alolan Executor quite often to be able to do major damage. The more basic energy types you have in the discard pile. Magcargo is very popular, smooth over its ability. Works very well with both Oranguru and Zoroark GX. And then there are some very good trainer cards in this theme deck, especially something like Guzma and Lillie. So the general strategy with this deck is to try and attack with Entei. You can do major damage if you have a fire energy or any basic type of energy on the top of your deck. You can accomplish this by using Magcargo's smooth over ability to modify the top card of your deck. Shuckle is also a great card in the deck. Its ability Fresh Squeeze allows you to discard 3 basic energy cards from your deck. That way you can then use its attack energy drink to accelerate those energy into play. And then Blaziken, its fire stream attack, does major damage plus it spreads damage around. So as far as theme decks go, this one is similar to the lightning type theme deck from Lost Thunder in that the Pokemon in the deck have very good abilities on them. So I can get into going through each and every card in the deck now. Started off with the main Pokemon in the deck in Entei. 2 Entei in the theme deck, 1 special holo, and then just the regular rare non-holo from Lost Thunder. 130 HP, which is very good. You want to have basic Pokemon with 130 instead of 120. 2 attacks on the card, Fire Fang and Eruption. Fire Fang for 2 energy does 20 damage plus it burns the defending Pokemon. And then Eruption for 3 energy cards does 80 damage plus each player discards the top card of their deck. This attack does 60 more damage for each energy card discarded in this way. So in this deck, if you have Magcargo set up on your bench, Eruption will for sure do 140 damage. And it could do up to 200 damage per turn. Next up would be a 3-2-2 line of Torchic, Combusken, and Blaziken, all from Dragon Majesty. Blaziken is normally a rare holo. Torchic here, a basic fire type Pokemon here, an HP of 60. 1 move on it called Singe that burns the defending Pokemon if you get a heads when flipping a coin. You're not normally going to want to have Torchic in the active Pokemon spot. Combusken would be next, a Stage 1 evolution, 80 HP, which is a little low. It does have a low retreat cost. Its ability is called Natural Cure, that says whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, remove all special conditions from it. And then Lunge for 2 colorless energy does 60 damage. However, if you flip a coin and get tails, the attack does nothing. So ideally, I would much rather have Rare Candy in the deck instead of Combusken. And then Blaziken here, 150 for an HP on a Stage 2 Fire Starter, says once during your turn, you may attach a Fire Energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So this works very well with Shuckle, its ability, as well as its attack. And then Fire Stream for 3 energy cards says discard a Fire Energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 20 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is an even better attack than something like Flying Flip on Tapu Koko, because it does 90 damage to the defending Pokemon plus 20 damage to all of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is a great way to soften up your opponent's bench Pokemon and then knock them out with another attacker in the deck. So I do like Blaziken very well. It just will take a while to get it set up. Next up would be a 3-2 line of Houndour and Houndoom, both from Lost Thunder. 60 HP on Houndour, a low retreat cost, and 2 moves. Team Hunt for 1 colorless energy says draw a card for each of your Houndour in play, and then Flare for 1 fire energy does 10 damage. Houndoom has an HP of 110, which is very good, a low retreat cost, and 2 moves. Nasty Plot for 1 colorless energy says to search your deck for a card and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Very similar to what Smoothover does on Magcargo, except for here you're putting it directly into your hand. And then Attack Operation for 2 fire energy does 50 damage, plus if you have more cards in your hand than your opponent, this attack does 80 more damage. So it can do 130 damage, which will knock out lots of Pokemon out there. So another good attacker here. I do like the fact that you can accelerate energy into play with the deck. That helps out the high attack costs on some of these cards. Next up would be a 2-1 line of Slugma and Magcargo. Slugma is from Lost Thunder and the Magcargo is from Celestial Storm. 80 HP on Slugma, which is very good. It does have a very high retreat cost, however. 2 attacks, Stampede, which does 20 damage for 2 colorless energy, and then Flamethrower for 3 energy does 60 damage. However, you must discard an energy from this Pokemon. The main reason you want to use this line is for Smoothover on Magcargo. 90 HP on Magcargo, a high retreat cost just like Slugma. Smoothover says, once during your turn, you may search your deck for a card, shuffle your deck, then put that card on top of it. And then Combusken for 3 energy cards does 50 damage. So you're going to want to keep Magcargo on your bench. In the competitive scene, this card is used with Oranguru as well as Zoroark GX. So you will see Magcargo in a lot of competitive decks out there. Now on to some grass-type Pokemon. Just 1 copy of Shuckle. A low HP of only 60, but this card is very good. It does have a low retreat cost. Fresh Squeezed, its ability says, when you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, during your turn you may search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and discard them. Then shuffle your deck. So this is a great way to do more damage with something like Alolan Executor, but also a good way to accelerate energy back into play, whether you use this card with Naganadel or you use it with Firestarter, the ability on Blaziken. And then Energy Drink will allow you to accelerate those energy cards back into play. For 1 grass energy, it allows you to attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. And then 1 copy of Heracross, a good HP on the card of 120, 2 moves. Tackle does 20 damage, and Powerful Friends for 2 energy cards does 30 damage. Plus, if you have any Stage 2 Pokemon on your bench, this attack does 90 more damage, so it can do 120 damage. And there are a couple of Professor Kukui supporters in the deck, that will get you even more damage when attacking. And then the final Pokemon in the deck would be Smeargle. One copy of this card from Lost Thunder, an HP of 80, 2 moves on the card. Stunning Likeness says your opponent reveals their hand. You may use the effect of a supporter card you find there as the effect of this attack. And then Tail Slash for 1 colorless energy does 30 damage. However, if you get a Tails when flipping a coin, the attack does nothing. So overall, I really like this deck as well when it comes to the Pokemon. Same went for the Stormcaller deck. I like the combination of abilities on the cards as well as some of the attacks. I like that you can spread damage around with Blaziken, and then I like how you can accelerate energy back into play with both Blaziken and Shuckle, and then get whatever you want into your hand with Magcargo as well as Houndoom. So on to the trainer cards now, 21 total. We'll take a look at the supporter cards first. First up would be Professor Kukui, 2 copies of this card. It allows you to draw 2 cards and then do 20 more damage when you attack, which can really make a difference. TV Reporter, also 2 copies of this card. Draw 3 cards, then discard a card from your hand. Copycat would be next. Now 1 copy of the remaining supporter cards here. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw a card for each card in your opponent's hand. Guzma, one of the best supporter cards out there. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with their active Pokemon. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. And you can actually Guzma up anything of your opponent's, and then if you have Switch in your hand, you can then just put the Pokemon you already had in your active Pokemon spot back into it. Kahili would be next. This is from Lost Thunder. Draw 2 cards, then flip a coin. If heads, if you played this Kahili from your hand, put this card into your hand instead of the discard pile, so that way you can draw 2 cards 2 turns in a row. Lillie would be next, a great supporter overall. Draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. If it's your first turn, draw cards until you have 8 cards in your hand. So a great supporter to use turn 1. Malo would be next. This is a supporter that is used with Zoroark GX fairly often. You can also use it with Magcargo. Search your deck for 2 cards, shuffle your deck, then put those cards on top of it in any order. Pokemon Fan Club would be next. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. Sightseer. You may discard any number of cards from your hand, then draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. And I like to use this with something like Blacephalon GX just so that you can get a lot of energy into the discard pile and then accelerate those energy back into play with Naganadel. And then the final supporter, Tate and Liza, 2 different options on the card. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards, or switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. So a good variety of supporter cards there. I really like Professor Kukui and Guzma. We'll take a look at the item cards now. No tool cards or anything in the deck. First up would be Nest Ball, 2 copies of this card. Search your deck for a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck. So there are lots of evolution Pokemon in the deck. So if you need to get the basic Pokemon out as quickly as possible so that you can evolve those Pokemon the next turn. Rescue Stretcher, 2 copies of this card. And this card has 2 different options on it. You can either put a Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or shuffle 3 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck. So if for some reason your Magcargo gets knocked out, for example, you can go and get it again with Rescue Stretcher. 2 copies of Timer Ball, lots of evolution Pokemon in the deck. Flip 2 coins for each head, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. I've used this card in a few decks out there and I seem to always get 2 tails. And then there's just one of the remaining 3 item cards. Big Malasada, heal 20 damage, remove a special condition from your active Pokemon. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. If you have Slugma or Magcargo in the active Pokemon spot, for example. 3 colorless energy retreat cost. Switch is going to be a great card to top deck and get into your hand. And then finally, Ultra Ball, just 1 copy of Ultra Ball. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your deck. So you can get Grass Energy or Fire Energy into the discard pile and accelerate those back into play. And this is a good way to get those evolution Pokemon into play as well. So there's a look at the trainer cards in the deck. And I would say between Blazing Volcano and then the other theme deck, Stormcaller, I like Stormcaller a little bit better. I like the idea of the Lost Zone. But I would say that both theme decks are above average overall, 4 out of 5 for the rating. Lastly here would be the energy cards, 19 total, 14 fire and 5 grass. So you are going to have plenty of energy in the deck, so you should be able to attack each and every turn. So now on to the giveaway portion of this video. All you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and then in the comment section of this video, state which Lost Thunder theme deck you like most, Blazing Volcano or Stormcaller. Personally, I like Stormcaller a little bit more, but both decks are above average. Now I will be using a random number generator to select one of the comments on this video, which would be the winner of the theme deck. And I will be contacting the winner via email. So make sure the About section of your YouTube channel has been updated. So good luck to everyone who does enter. I will be messaging the winner of this theme deck at the end of December, so December 31st. So thanks everyone for watching. As always, before you go, make sure to check out all the links in the description of this video and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.